You might notice the Z still does not have any seats. I got a couple sitting right here. Let's throw them in today. What's going on, guys? Brian back at Block Garage. Yep, it's finally time to put seats in the Z. We've got the dashboard in from Resurrected Classics. We've got the wiring all done in the car. We don't need to worry about maneuvering around if we had seats in there. So now that we don't have to be working under the dash a ton, it's time to put the seats in. I picked up these NRG seats quite a while ago because I knew we were going to need some. It's going to be a massive improvement over the stock seats, and they are ready to go in. I've got them all. I mean, they came like this. Just had to put the sliders on. It took nothing to throw those things on. It comes with the sliders. Those are on and ready to be bolted in. So really, all we got to do is position these things in the car, drill 4 holes for each seat, and bolt them in. I mean, you really can't get any easier of a process than this. So let's get started. Real quick, before we go and put the seat in, this is what the sliders look like underneath. Very basic. Now, if you were putting these in a 280Z normally, you would have to buy an adapter to go from these straight flat rails, they're perfectly flat, to the mounts on the floor of the 280Z. But let me show you what we're working with. So way back when we did the floors in this thing, I originally purchased replacement mounts to replace the stock seat mounts. You know, they go up right here, right across here. And they sit up quite high, and if I remember right, the back is way lower than the front. That's just how they made it. They're not level at all. And actually, I think this bolts onto a 45 on the front. The bolt goes like this. I decided to take them out and just weld in this angle line here, perfectly flat, so we can just use a universal slider. We don't need an adapter at all. And it keeps it really low, because one of the issues with the 280Zs is putting aftermarket seats in with the adapter on there. It sits up really high, and especially for tall people, it's an issue. So I just went with the angle line because it's as simple as you can get, and it's definitely going to be plenty strong enough. I think it's 1/4 inch, if I remember right. Yeah, it's definitely 1/4 inch. So all we're going to do now, we just got to drill 4 holes. I made a mark right here, this line, where I want the rear holes to be drilled, because I just guessed when I put these in. I found some measurements off of a bunch of sliders. I had no idea what seats I was putting in, and got an average on the dimensions for the bolt holes, so we could, you know, hopefully fit in anything that we wanted. And to get it to fit, that's as far back as it can go. Actually, it's good. That's right where it's going to need to go, because if I go any further back, it's going to put this one too close to the vertical. Same if I go forward. So if any of you guys end up doing this, the maximum, the longest holes on here are about 12 5/8. You can go down to about, looks like 10 3/4-ish, something like that. So just keep that in mind. So I'm obviously going to go on the back holes, because that's what we need. So now we're going to set the seat in there and see how it fits width-wise, whether we need to move it left, right, so it doesn't rub, anything like that. Here, let's throw this thing up in here. It's somewhere right around there. Everything looks good. So we are pretty tight here. To be honest, I doubt that these seats are going to be moved all that much, really. I mean, it's a 2-seater car. You know, you don't need to let people in the back and worry about that. Maybe something like that. Hopefully we don't hit here. Doesn't look like it. Looks like we got room. We got enough room to get our fingers. Let me bring you guys over here. All right, so this is what we're working with over here. We got just enough room to get your hand in right there for the recline lever. It is really close right here. It's actually touching just a little bit. But I'm wondering if maybe we swap the sides of the seat, put the right seat, the driver's seat on this side, and put the recline lever over here, because there's a lot more room. Although don't forget, we need to put the e-brake in here at some point. But that'll move the seat a little bit this way. But then we got to worry about here hitting. And also, I think let me try something real quick. Let's put the window down. So in here, yeah, we can't come this way anymore right now. The seat is basically touching right there. All right, I think I got it right where I want it. This here, I slid it this way just a little bit, but you can do the lever with your finger right here if you can't get it in between, so I don't think that's a big deal. And it just, I mean, what do we got, a finger width right here? We're just barely not touching there, so that is perfect. I think we're gonna do it. Let's, I'm gonna mark some holes and we'll drill them. All right, got my trusty Milwaukee drill here. I'll mark our center punch our holes. You should always center punch your holes when you're drilling. It just helps your bit from wandering. And you should, if you're doing anything big, drill a pilot hole. It makes it so much easier. So drill all our holes without putting the seat in and out a couple more times. Just gonna measure from this one. So it's 12 and 5/8. Right there. And then, so I know I got the seat in here as square as it can be with the side of the car, I'm gonna measure off our rocker here. We're at 3 15/16. Right there. Now the reason I went off of here instead of just going square off our angle iron is I tried my best to get these square, but you never know, they might be a little off square. I'd rather keep it square with the edge of the car. And I'm going to throw some white touch-up paint in the holes just so we don't get any bare metal. So hopefully, last time we got to do this. Well, that was a bit of a struggle. I'll show you why in a second, but let's try the seat out. Let's get in here. Oh, these sliders are a little tight. See how she fits. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice. These seats are good. You know, for a good budget seat, she slides. And realistically, the seats aren't going to slide very much anyway. Yeah, seems to be good. Let me show you why it was a struggle. So with the seat all the way forward, the rear ones are easy to get to. You can just get an Allen socket down on there, put a wrench on the bottom, tighten them up. However, if you guys can see, with the seat all the way back, you cannot do the same thing. So what I had to do is take the seat back out, put the slider forward so I could get the bolt down through, and then pop them down in there like that. And then I had to cut an Allen wrench so it was short enough to go in there and then tighten up the nut on the bottom with a ratchet wrench. But we got it. It's in there. So I'm happy with that for now. I'm going to go do the driver's side and I'll catch back up with you guys. Well, here we go, boys. Check it out. Got the seats all in. I think they look great. I think they're going to fit the look of the car. You know, white on black is basically what we're doing. And those, I think, look great for a great budget seat. I got to hop in there and see how everything fits, so we'll try that out. But let me show you how much room we got. It's not very much. We got about a finger's width up here. Got just enough room down here to pull on the recline lever. Over here, we got enough room. Now, I would not have had enough room, I don't think, over here if I had not beat the hump in right here that they leave for the cat. There's supposed to be a cat underneath, and I beat it in the inverse way. It would have stuck out this way, and that makes it hard for people to fit aftermarket seats in the Z also. So I knew before I painted it that I wanted to beat that in and, give us enough room. Now, as far as height, I mean, you can see it's pretty close to the roof up here. I think, like I said, if we would have kept the stock seat mounts in there and had to use an adapter to on the bottom of our rails to mount this on there, I think it would have been way too high. However, the seat would have fit a little better because it would have been up, you know, as far as width-wise goes. Although up here it probably would have been worse. We might have been hitting on here. So I think we got lucky. I think they fit pretty much perfect. Now, if you guys want these seats, I'll throw a link down into the description. You can get them right on Amazon. You can also get them on eBay and stuff, but I'll throw the link down in the description where I got them from. And, you know, if you want to pick them up for your Z. But yeah, I definitely think putting that angle iron on the floor for the seat mounts was a really good idea. And I wasn't sure, maybe, you know, once we got mounting the seats in, if it was going to be too low, we could always space it up. It's a lot easier to space it up if we wanted to, which I don't think is a good idea. I don't think we need to now. But if we needed to, it left me room to space it up. All right, let's hop in here. Obviously, I got the steering wheel in. Pop that back in. Oh, yeah. Oh, that fits good. Close the door. Slides are a little sticky. Yeah, this is good. I like this. This is going to be great. Man, really makes you see just how small this car is. I mean, I am up against the door. And there ain't much structure in those doors. But makes me think I need to pick out a new steering wheel. I was waiting until we got the seats in because I wanted to see how much of a dish we'd want. I didn't want to have my arms like extended the whole time if we had to sit really far back or, you know, sit like this. So I need to pick out a steering wheel because this thing is just, somebody wrapped it in whatever this stuff is. I know this used to be common in like the 80s. So if anybody has recommendations for steering wheel, something, you know, relatively budget friendly, but I don't want, you know, something super cheap that's going to be dangerous because this is the only thing we have, plus the seat belts, in an accident. Yeah, and I like the height too. It could maybe go up just a little bit, an inch maybe. But I think we're going to run with it just like it is. But the seats are mounted. The only thing really seat related we have left is to install the seat belts. So we're just going to be using stock seat belts. I picked up a good used set because mine were really nasty. So we got to throw those in. However, my hardware is all rusty too. So I got those in my ultrasonic cleaner here. What I do is, since they're all rusty, I got them in a bag in there. And in the bag, I've got some evaporust. And then I've just got distilled water in here. And as long as the bag stays sealed, which usually it does, I also sometimes put them in a jar. I just couldn't find my jar that I had them in. So this will clean it, but you don't get this as dirty inside from the evaporust, and you don't have to put so much in. So, you know, and I can just drain it back into my jug there. Anyways, it's heating up right now. We'll run that. I've used it a bunch of times. It works really good. But back to the seat belts. We're going to be running stock seat belts. I don't want to run harnesses right now. That's a change that I might do in the future. But for now, I'm just going to run the stock seat belts. So we got to throw those in at some point. So we got to wait for the hardware to get all cleaned up, and then, you know, we can throw them in. All right, so while we're waiting, you can see this thing's warmed up now, and it's quite noisy. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. But while we're waiting, I'm going to install this coolant overflow tank. We don't have one on the car yet. Got this one from Evil Energy. Good budget stuff. It comes with all the stuff you need, bracket and some hoses and stuff, unless you want to make up your own. But we're going to take this, and I debated where I want to put it. I mean, there really isn't much room right here in the engine bay, nor over here, although I could mount it down here maybe. But I also thought we can put it right here. Put it up front. We can stuff it in behind right here. Nice and out of the way, near the radiator cap. So we're going to do that. There we go. I got it popped in. I mean, incredibly simple. I had a hole already right there in the frame. We just bolted right to it. I mean, you don't get much simpler than that. It's hidden. I mean, there's no reason for it to stick out. I mean, it's coolant overflow. It's not that big of a deal. I wasn't even going to run one for a while. Just have to keep topping off the coolant every once in a while. But, yeah, Evil Energy, if you want one of those, really, really good budget stuff, and I've had no issues so far with quality of any of the parts I've got from them. Let's wait for that annoying ultrasonic cleaner to finish, and we'll see if we can get the seatbelt bolted in. All right, got those all cleaned up. Obviously, now that Evaporust does clean off the zinc coating, so they are going to get some surface rust on them, but we'll take care of that in the future. I want to learn how to re-zinc stuff. From what I've seen, it's not that hard. If any of you guys have done it, let me know. But we'll worry about that in the future. They're at least in. I got the belts in. They're usable. We'll worry about that later. So yeah, the belts are in. Seats are obviously in, right? Belts are in and good. This one likes to stick. But belts are in. We're good to go. Very happy with these. Pick these up if you want. I mean, I haven't driven the car yet with them, right? But they're nice and comfortable in the car and they fit well. Steering wheel recommendations. Need to get something for that. And I want a quick release hub, I think, just for fun. That's going to do it for this one. We got the seats in. Not much left on the car before it's drivable. Real quick off the top of my head, alignment needs to be done because it's nowhere near close. We need to mess with the tune. What else do we got? I think I got stuff on the list over here. Yeah, I wrote on the car. I mean, tighten the steering wheel, yeah. I got to clean it. Oh, exhaust heat shield. I need to do that, the heat shield for the exhaust. I still got to buy the stuff for that. So that's really the only project we have left that has to be done. Just talk about this real quick. I want to get this front end on the car and the hood and stuff just so we can really see what the car looks like all together. But I need to get the car outside. I've mentioned this before because I need to set the panel gaps. It's really hard to do when you're in the garage and your face is basically against the car while you're trying to do this. You can't step back and see. Had been getting nice out. We had lost all of the snow in the yard except for what had really piled up from the snowblower. But check this out. Yeah, it's friggin' snowing again. My phone says another 6 inches today. Not very happy about that. But it won't be too long until we're ready to go. I mean, this stuff will melt quick if it warms up. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. See you guys in the next video.